This episode is brought to you by Monster King Forge.
Ready?
Go. Ha! You lose, American asshole.
Sorry about that. Hello, FilmBugs. So today we're showing you 10 fun facts about the movie Bloodsport. But before we begin, I wanted to say that this episode contains spoilers. So if you haven't seen it yet, go see it and then come back here. So let's begin. Or should I say... Number 10. Van Damme reportedly liked the music more than the movie. Stan Bush, the guy behind the memorably awesome 80s movie soundtrack tunes like The Touch from 1986 Transformers the movie, created the two songs for the Bloodsport soundtrack. Those are
Fight to survive!
and
On my own.
He'd also go on to write 3 more songs for the next Van Damme movie Kickboxer. Those are Never Surrender, Streets of Siam, and Fight for Love. Number 9. The studio's first choice to play Frank Dukes was too tall, and his name is Michael Dudikoff. Remember Michael Dudikoff from the movies American Ninja, Avenging Force, and Platoon Leader. Filmmakers behind Bloodsport apparently passed on Dudikoff because the 6'2" actor was too tall. Number 8. Donald Gibb, who plays Ray Jackson, was briefly in the NFL. Best known as Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds, Donald Gibb provides some comic relief in Bloodsport as a hulking, Harley-Davidson shirt-wearing biker and
Real big man.
Ray Jackson. Unlike the other participants in the Kumite, he doesn't practice martial arts, relying instead on his brute strength to crush competitors. It was the same brute strength that landed him with the San Diego Chargers, now the Los Angeles Chargers, for a spell before he turned into acting. Number 7. Bloodsport inspired Mortal Kombat. Ed Boon and John Tobias, the creators of the legendary video game Mortal Kombat, were inspired in part by Bloodsport. In fact, Midway Games attempted to license Van Damme's image for the game. Unfortunately, that didn't fall through, so Jean-Claude became Johnny Cage, who do not coincidentally share initials with the muscles from Brussels. Before we continue on to number 6, here's one of the 2 runner-ups. Enter the Dragon Reunion. Bloodsport would reunite off-camera anyways actors Roy Chiao and Bolo Yeung, both of whom starred in the Bruce Lee's classic Enter the Dragon. Ironically, both actors are playing the same role as they did in that film, which Chiao serving as sensei/master to Bruce Lee and Van Damme's characters, and Yeung serving as a villain. Both would star in a number of popular movies over their careers, with Chiao appearing in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and Yeung appearing in Tiger Claws, DC 2000, and Breathing Fire, among others. Number 6. Bolo Yeung, who played villain Chong Lee, was best buds with Bruce Lee, former bodybuilding champ in Hong Kong. Yeung befriended the martial arts icon in the 70s, and soon they became close friends. Yeung played Yang Si in Enter the Dragon, which came out in 1979. In the decade between starring alongside Leah and taking on Van Damme, he became one of the most recognizable bad guys in Hong Kong cinema. But his turn as Chong Lee gave him a career in the US, where he continued to play bad guys. Number 5. Van Damme re-edited the movie himself to get it released. The movie was shelved for 2 years after filming was completed because Golan didn't like it. Lettich said that the first cut of the film was really bad, and Golan told him, "I'm not gonna release it in theaters. That movie is terrible. I'm putting it straight to video." But instead of letting it languish further, Golan let in-house director Michael J. Duthie edit the movie around the fights, which were then edited by Van Damme himself. Number 4. There were real martial artists, and there wasn't a single stuntman in the movie. Among the pro fighters in Bloodsport are Mikel Cuisi, a kickboxer who played the fighter Swan Paredes, and Paulo Tocha, a Muay Thai expert who played Paco. Tocha has credited the role with helping to legitimize Muay Thai in the West. Both fighters would go on to appear with Van Damme in the movie Kickboxer. There weren't any stuntmen in the film. Frank Dukes told BuzzFeed that the budget didn't allow for stuntmen to be cast, so producers made sure that everyone in the movie could take a punch. Number 3. Jean-Claude Van Damme got paid peanuts for the movie. Though Bloodsport made a ton of money, Van Damme didn't see much of it. He only made $25,000, all of which he earned in this montage alone. It's not so bad because after all, he went on and made a ton of movies that I'm sure he got paid way more than that. Number 2. It holds the record for longest flashback sequence. Probably the only record in this movie that was actually true. Frank Duke's flashback to his childhood and the progression of his martial arts training runs just shy of 11 minutes, making it the single longest flashback scene in any film to date. It's also one of the most enjoyable to watch, as it gives the audience excellent insight into the character's background, his unique situation, and his bonding with Sensei Senzo Tanaka and his son Shingo. Yes, this brings us to Shingo Tanaka. I believe Shingo got no love in the movie, maybe once when he took down the young Frank Dukes when they first met. After that, they showed him getting bullied by 2 school punks despite of knowing ninjutsu. Then Frank comes to his rescue, meaning now Frank is better than him after taking some lessons from Shingo's dad. You'd think he's been learning longer than Frank, and since he's Senso's kid, he'll get the secret moves like maybe the Dimma. Anyways, after being rescued by Frank, they did a really lame handshake. Then Shingo said,
"Someday, I'll fight in the Kumite and make my father proud."
And right after that, they showed a photo of adult Shingo in a frame on an altar made for him, because apparently he died at the Kumite. No love for Shingo. Before we continue to number 1, here's the last runner-up.
The hell is a Dumac?
No, it's not McDonald's Bloodsport version of the popular Big Mac. It means
Death Touch.
So there was a scene where Frank is handing his invitation to the committee, and they do not believe that Senzo Tanaka is his Shidoshi. To prove that Senzo taught him, he has to show them the technique Dimma. He has to shatter a specific brick in the stack pile using it. Concentrating all his attention, Duke strikes the top brick, transferring the energy down through the pile, which causes the bottom brick to explode. Number 1. Though it's billed as a true story, it probably isn't. The real-life Frank Dukes, whose victory at the underground Kumite supposedly inspired Bloodsport, was probably lying about his exploits. That's the conclusion the LA Times arrived at after an investigation into his claims just a couple of months after the movie hit theaters. "We have no recollection of such tournament," one martial arts expert told the paper. "We would know, no, never, it can't happen." Bloodsport is allegedly inspired by the real-life exploits of martial artist Frank Dukes. Pronounced Dukes, like "put your dukes up." His story was originally told in a Black Belt magazine article, which chronicled claims that Duke, who also supposedly took part in covert missions in Southeast Asia for the CIA in the 1980s, infiltrated a secretive, no-holds-barred martial arts tournament known as the Kumite to take down the criminal organization that oversaw the fight. Dukes became the first American champion of the tournament, which took place in the cities around the world every 5 years and gathered the world's top fighters in a variety of styles to determine who reigned supreme or not. While the real-life Dukes claims the Kumite and his records are fact, some say his backstories about the Kumite and the CIA is completely fabricated. Even the Black Belt piece came with a warning. Although there is no convenient way to verify each and every detail connected with the story, the editors have verified enough of the basic facts to feel confident in publishing it. But since we are not at liberty to share the corroborating evidence with the public, we acknowledge that each reader may have a different idea of what the facts permit him to believe. On May 1, 1988, more than 2 months after Bloodsport hit theaters, the Los Angeles Times published an expose calling into question the majority of Duke's claims. What do you think? Is he legit or not? Let me know what you think down in the comments section.
And that's a wrap. I would again like to thank our sponsor, Monster King Forge. Monster King Forge just released a Retro Minis lineup, which features 2 of your favorite Bloodsport characters, Jean-Claude Van Damme as Frank Dukes and Bolo Yeung as Chong Li. Both of them will come in the same package together. These amazing action figures can be purchased from the link below the description. So if you love the movie Bloodsport like I do, this will be an amazing addition to your collection. The Retro Minis lineup also have General Okamura, so go check it out. They also have tabletop miniatures like the Mind Flayer, the Cyclops, and Goblin. Please like and subscribe to our channel. It would definitely help us a lot. Also, the review for the 2021 movie Mortal Kombat coming later this month. Till next time, flicker on or
You are next.
Sand! Sand! Sand!
Like and subscribe.